The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
It's Hump Day! My favorite day of the week. Only because it's the middle. I like, the middle of I'm the middle child. It's the middle day of the week. Kind of just
that's it, right?
Over the Hump Day. We're almost there. Where you've accomplished some things throughout this week, and it gives you a little bit more room to improve throughout the week.
Okay.
So Hump Day is my favorite.
We all believe that.
My favorite day.
Ho, 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 ho.
Thank you, Brad Sham. I appreciate you. We don't have a look outside, but someone's outside the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. We are in the SBC studio. It's nice outside.
Yeah.
It's about 80 degrees. Low cast. Sun's not beaming, but it's nice. It's a nice day for a picnic. If you were into the picnic type,
Yeah.
If you're a picnic type person, which we need to do a little bit more picnic type
Sure.
stuff. We don't do it. Get outside.
Be
Get
better
outside,
than
folks.
Sitting in this office, wouldn't it?
Yeah, get outside.
I
Get
do.
out.
I get outside.
You do. You know what? You do.
Yeah.
You do. You a road warrior.
I
You
ain't
get
finna
outside.
stay in there, man. I may be in a car half the time, but I ain't finna stay in. The God has made this world too beautiful not to admire.
Amen to that,
yes.
Nathaniel Newton. He is Nathaniel Newton, the guy
sir.
who gets around on the road. That is Kurt Daniel, the guy who sits around in the office.
Yeah.
I am Jesse
that right.
Holley.
The guy that's in between all of that.
I'm on Hump Day. I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of
Yeah.
all of that. Together, we are hanging with the boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille people.
Feel us.
When we speak.
Yes.
This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Mm-hmm.
Football's back, fellas.
Yeah, it is.
We're off the bye week.
Yeah.
I saw Michael Parsons on the way in.
How did he look?
Looked like Michael Parsons.
Burly and unreal as usual, huh?
You
Out there working out in this 80-degree weather.
you said this to us yesterday. You said, if I keep saying Michael Parsons all day long, that eventually you'll just be driving down the street.
Yeah.
And no, this is no lie. I got up this morning to get ready to get my workout on, and my back was hurting. And I remember bending over trying to put my sneaker on. I was just like, man. Come on. I said, come on, be a young lion. I said, be a young lion, Jess. And then in my head I said, Michael Parsons. And it got me through. It got me through to where I needed to get, man. But you guys good today, brothers?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just want to send a shout out to Computer. I hope you are doing good today. I just had me worried, man. I mean, he almost broke again yesterday, so that means he's still tender. You know what I'm saying?
Man. You good, Kurt?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing good.
We all cheering for him. Yeah.
Back's not hurting.
Good. Don't worry. You don't want your back hurt.
No,
Not
no.
on Hump Day.
Hey,
You don't want the back hurt.
Hey,
on
not
Hump
in
Day.
the morning, noon, or night.
No. You might want to crack a couple backs like glow sticks, but you don't want your back hurting on
That's
Hump
right.
Day.
That's
Not
right.
on Hump Day. All right, as we get into this game this week, you got the Green Bay Packers. You got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. Lambeau Field. Is it the game of the week? 325? Is it the game of the? We have the game of the week now. No, that's next week. The Vikings.
It's both. They're both 325.
Oh, so I guess they're both. All right.
This is the Fox A crew this week, yes.
Yeah, so we get the tight end from the.
Correct.
Greg Olsen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Burkhart.
Somebody tell his neck too big for the ties and shirt he be wearing. All right, please text him that. Tell him Big Noon. Take it from a fat man. I know he trying to be swaggy or whatever it's called these days.
As we get into this game today, we're going to break down Cowboys offense versus Packers defense, and I think the most notable thing for Packers defense is their maybe best pass rusher, Rashawn Gary.
Yes.
He is out. Done.
ACL.
Finito.
Yeah,
for the year.
but you know what? They still got Preston. Preston Smith is leading. He may be give the more pressures, but Preston is leading them.
But anytime you can get a guy that's one of your best players
out, I'm with you.
That is definitely helpful for the cause. That is definitely helpful for the cause.
So I'm liking how you going right into this, man. Since they got defensive end Dean Laurie. He's pretty nice. Kenny Clark is a staple that's been there.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jaron Reed, Jarran Reed. So they got a decent front.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're around 120 yards they give up rushing. They 361. I think it's 320 total yards
per game.
Per game, 320 total yards. They read at 29.
They're ranked pretty low in rushing defense.
They good. The only thing that's hurting them is John Wicks can't get his stuff together. I'm serious. They have a defense that is above average, and they can play. These guys can flat out play. They got a good Alexander, number 23 corner. He's nice.
Yeah.
They got guys, and they come up and they tackle. This is going to be a good test for our offense.
You think so?
I really do. I really do. I mean, the difference makers for us every week on offense, I think, can our wide receivers perform? I mean, I believe that with all my heart. If these guys can perform, we're going to be all right, because our other alternative is we got one veteran tight end and two young ones, or maybe three young, and we got to fall back on that.
Yeah.
Our receivers, if they pick it up, we can score 25 points a game.
Who of that group needs to pick it up the most?
CeeDee.
CeeDee
need to pick it up. See, this is what I believe. He's the most talented, maybe not always the most focused, but his talent. CeeDee has great talent. Can he focus to the ability of his talent? Because if he does, we got something that's unstoppable. But if he don't, I mean, you had a stat there. Tell him, Jess, you should hear this stat. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you might have seen in the notes. It's like percentage of throws to him, targets. He's like 31% of the targets go to him. And among players in the league, that's third. The top,
3 or 4 guys.
Cooper Kupp is number one. Rams target him the most percentage. Tyreek Hill is number 2. And you look at those guys, Tyreek's already got 1,000 yards.
Yes, man.
Kupp's over 800. And here you have Lamb. He's like 22nd in the league and with 700 and something yards. So why, is it yards after catch? Is it just short stuff? Why isn't he – because it sounds like they're throwing him the ball. But
he's just as talented, not as that Tariq. Now, that's different. That's different. But he's just as talented as the other guys. And maybe – Jesse, tell me why he's not, besides I know the focus of dropping balls. If he just catches a few more balls, he should be up there. So, but I'm looking for your expertise on this, man.
You don't need my expertise because you already said it.
Oh, okay. All right. It's hump day, baby.
Separation.
Yeah.
Those guys are able to do what they do because they create the necessary separation to get the yak, to get the big plays. When you look at everything that CeeDee Lamb does, and maybe this is it's a twofold type thing. It's first part of him being able to separate and have meaningful separation. Because if you go back and I'm just going to kind of just replaying games in my head, outside of the big drop that he had against the Giants, everything else is like catch, tackle. Catch, maybe make one move, tackle.
Yeah.
Because everything that he does, he's not creating that level of separation that gives you the 20-plus yard plays. If you go back and look amongst the league, I'm sure that you'll find Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill amongst the tops in the league of 15 to 20-plus yard plays.
Right.
Go ahead.
According to Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Reference, CeeDee Lamb has 1 broken tackle this year.
That's not enough.
See, we do know what we're talking about a little bit here on this show. And then the second part of it is the play calls, right? Are you calling the plays that are going to allow him to have the deeper passer plays. We talk so much about Michael Gallup being the down the field threat. Well, if he's the down the field threat, then that means CeeDee's taking everything underneath and intermediate.
Right.
And now you're having to have him move through all of that garbage and move through all of those defenders to try to make bigger plays. You for sure in open space, you want to get Tyreek Hill. I want to get him matched up in the slot. I want to get him matched up outside. I want to get him matched up in motion. I want to find as much space as I possibly can to get a guy like Tyreek Hill open, because once the ball is in his hands, he's a dynamic playmaker in the open field. They're not running those type of plays for CeeDee Lamb.
You think with the quarterback having a second week of complete practice, you think that this could be a possible game where that happens?
Yeah, I think it can. But again, he's going to be lined up against Jaire Alexander, who's one of the best corners in the league. Yeah. And before we went down this path, I was going to say about this particular defense in the Packers, to your point, a lot of times they aren't able to do what they do because they were able to be aggressive. They were able to be, who they were defensively, because at the end of the day, they go, hey, even if we mess up, John Wick got our back.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to put some things together to keep us in the game. So at times, Kellen Moore calls things now differently because he knows that defense and Dan Quinn is going to be able to hold up their end of the bargain.
That's right.
So it changes the way that they call things. It was the reverse for that in Green Bay. The defense was able to do what they were able to do because they knew that they had a potent and powerful enough offense, with Aaron Rodgers being the head honcho of that, to overcome any mistakes that they may have made in their ability to be aggressive. When you don't have that in that offense, you're kind of almost timid in what you want to call defensively. And when you're being timid in what you want to call defensively, which I think a lot of times this defense is, or sometimes when they go to in that aggressive mode and they lose a battle, they don't have the necessary backup like they used to have with Aaron Rodgers, where he would go and score right back and put the pressure right back on the offense, on the opposing team's offense. And then enough of that back and forth you're going to say is, I got a guy who I feel really, really, really comfortable with, that in the end we're going to win. You don't. And then that allows that defense for a guy like Alexander to get an interception, or to get like, Kenny Clark or Reed or someone to collapse the pocket. And when you had Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith, those guys to get sacks, because now you're playing this game of, hey, we gotta play catch up with John Wick. And so, those type of things can happen. But we'll take our first break of the show. When we come back, we'll continue to break these things down. Packers defense, Cowboys offense. We're going to talk about Zeke Elliott's back on the practice field. Got a knee brace on.
Yeah, but it's
got a knee brace
all
on.
right.
Yeah, I hope and pray, computer, that you're okay.
Computer, call and tell the man you're okay.
Will Kellen Moore, coming off a bye week, most coaches self-evaluate, will we see a more significant plan that include guys like CeeDee Lamb, like Turpin, or Tony Pollard?
Yes.
We'll discuss it when we come back. Hang with the boys.
Great, Jesse. Great, baby.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole. Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Hump Day edition of the show. Cowboys are currently at practice right now, getting that work in, getting themselves together and ready to go for the huge matchup. Lambeau Field. Lambeau Field. Did you like playing in Lambeau Field?
I hated it.
Yeah.
I couldn't win now, man.
Have you ever been to Lambeau Field?
I haven't. No.
No, never been to Lambeau
You're talking
Field.
about beautiful. The
Yeah.
community is
Definitely would like to.
wonderful.
Lambeau, I know we talked about this before, but Lambeau is it's a professional stadium that is tucked away in a neighborhood. Like it really is.
Yeah.
Like when you go to Lambeau Field, and Gillette Stadium is like this as well, where the Patriots play. When you go into Lambeau, you're literally going through what looks like your normal Pleasantville type neighborhood. Folks is out on the grass. They'll use their grass and their driveways for like parking, and people are on their roofs. And it's like you ride through this community, and then like Field of Dreams, you come, and then boom, there's Lambeau Field.
And then you'll see people grilling little miniature pigs. I don't know what them things called.
Yeah.
Little old pig. I'll be like, man, this got to be in the
Little Charlotte's Webs.
Yeah.
Little Charlotte Webb's out
Like,
there.
wow, man, they don't never get those folks in trouble for killing all them little babies. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Those brats be on there. Those brats.
Ooh.
And
Brats up there. I know they may be the same everywhere in the world.
It's different.
But up there,
They
they
different.
taste different.
They taste different.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about certain places get juiced up.
Yeah.
They get liquored up and drunk and like in
They
Wisconsin.
need to. It's too cold.
They
It'll warm up.
get juiced up. And I'm glad you said that. That's a great point. It gets cold up in Lambeau Field. And the weather is
be
supposed to be cold.
What,
This
what,
weekend.
for real, what is it
It's supposed to be dropping into the 30s to the 30s during game time, and then at game time, and then dropping into the 20s kind of once it gets a little darker. You know, now it gets darker earlier because of the daylight savings time. Does that affect the offense?
It would affect me. I mean, I hope these guys are a better man than me. I really do. Hope these guys are better men than me.
They're out there today in 80 degrees. There's nothing they can do to really prepare for that, right?
No, but Mike McCarthy came out and he said, because that was a topic that was brought up in his presser, and he said they got more Southern guys on their football team than we do. But I'll say this to your point, Nate. Micah Parson. He from the cold place.
That's true.
He from Pittsburgh. He from
But like Steph Nash told me, who's from Pittsburgh,
said
don't take long to get adjusted down here.
Yeah.
So when you go back up there, you be like, oh, I used to live in this.
Yeah.
Does it really affect a quarterback a lot, though? with
I
hands
don't
and
know.
throw stiffness,
I
or-
will say this from the receiver's perspective. When you're talking about the grip on the football, and Dak is not a glove wearer. So now, anytime that weather begins to change, keep this in mind. You're also talking about a quarterback who is coming off of a thumb injury.
Mm-hmm.
We can sit here and say his grip is back to 100%. We don't fully know. But when you're getting to those cold environments, you know this, Nate, joints and things get a little bit stiff. That ball gets hard.
You have his hand. He already have his hands in his warmer a lot. He gonna really have his hands in his warmer.
And if there is any moisture, whether it be from precipitation, don't laugh when I say moisture.
Go ahead on.
Here we go. I'm trying to keep this show on the road.
You're doing a great job. Ignore me.
But if there's any moisture
Right.
with with the temperatures dropping, that can at times can be problematic.
So if there's a fog in there or something like a little
I think it's
wetness
supposed to be
in there.
dry at least.
Yeah.
So good thing it's dry
Yeah.
on hump day.
Hump day.
But those are things to think about for a guy like Dak Prescott who has a thumb injury. Being able to grip a football in cold weather is that something that will affect him? We don't know. From a receiver perspective, I can tell you when you're playing in cold weather, and I promise you, when you're in the huddle, and this is one of the staples in this offense, and they call there's a great Jane Slater right there. She just was on NFL Network, and now she's standing in the hallway of our studio. But when you break the huddle and you hear a slant route to you, you're like, God. You're like, hey, it don't got to be that hard. Like, you don't have to throw it that hard. Because now I got to make a decision.
You have to learn how to gut catch.
And I'm not a gut catcher.
Right.
Now, a lot of these players nowadays, they are.
Yeah.
I'm a hands catcher. So I'm thinking all the time, how am I going to – you got to grit and bite. See, like, this thing is going to come. This thing is going to come fast and hard.
Those hits got to sting a little more.
A little bit more. But –
it's the coldest game you guys played in.
I don't even remember because I block out that. I don't even remember. It's just cold. I hate Lambeau.
I played in Lambeau. It was cold and raining.
I hate Philadelphia.
It was the night.
The night they
fired. The night they fired.
You guys were like, forget this.
Yeah,
man.
it got cold. It started raining. We was like, hey, we out of here, bro. We're gone. This thing is getting out of hand. I'm telling you that game was so funny, man. Because Joe was like, bro, it's over. We're not trying to tackle these people no more. We're down. I think we lost like 40-12.
Oh, it was bad.
It was bad. That was the end of the Wade Phillips era.
Yep.
After that night. But coming into this game, most coaches when they go into the bye week, they do self-evaluation. You hear Mike McCarthy talking about doing cross room coaching. Offensive guys go and meet with the defensive guys, learn some tendencies and some things that they can probably improve on. And defense goes and meet with the offensive guys, and they learn some things that they can kind of improve on and maybe some tendencies that they may be showing. For this team, and I'm speaking more offensively because I think that's where we need to see it be picked up a little bit more. We've kind of pinpointed what it is defensively, right? Got to stop the run. We know that. Like that's probably the one sore spot on this defense that we know that's what it's supposed to be. But offensively, coming off the Chicago game where they were rolling, does Kellen Moore come out and say, all right, now we're going to incorporate a little bit more Kevontae Turpin. Now we're going to incorporate some more of these looks. They did a great job with these 3 tight end sets that they've been running.
Yeah.
That's been working for them amazingly. But Zeke now with the injury, knee brace on, his kind of practices will be monitored throughout the week. Is this another time we see more of Tony Pollard? What do you think the mindset is of Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy coming out of the bye week, heading into this game offensively?
Oh yeah, they know you got to be a little more creative because you still want to use Tony maybe 17 times a game, no more 18 times a game. So you want to get people more involved. The kid, the little running back that had him backed up, you want to give him a few more reps.
Malik Davis?
Yeah, but I still say, fellas, I said off air, I said on air, Kevontae Turpin has earned the right once a quarter to touch that ball besides punts or kickoff returns. I just think I just got to see. You got to make me say, nah, well, we tried and he don't have it. But maybe they done it in practice enough to see.
Like I said, there must be something that they're seeing that they're not. Like, do they trust him to catch? I know he had a few drops in the preseason, that sort of thing. There's got to be a reason why they're not giving him this chance, I would think.
Yeah, that's the mystery. That is the mystery.
So what we need for somebody to do is say, hey, Coach, what's up with Turpin? Y'all gonna use him? And even if he was, he ain't gonna tell us.
He ain't gonna tell us.
No. Yeah,
he ain't gonna tell us. But you would like to believe that there will be a few more wrinkles added into this offense. Because as good as this defense has played the first half of this season, you're going to need more often than not the performance of what you saw Dak Prescott and that offense do against the Bears than not to win these next couple games. to win out, just to win out in general. When you got Green Bay this weekend and the Vikings next weekend, and you'll face the Eagles again, and you'll face the Giants again, and you'll face Jacksonville, and you'll face some other teams.
You'll face a fierce Jeff Saturday team.
What a
the Colts. I've been getting arguments with folks about that all with debates
team.
all day about Coach Saturday.
How important is this? Because you got 3 straight NFC games, the 2 against the North.
Win them all.
So you got 3 straight, but then you have 3 weeks of AFC teams, and 4 of the next 5 are AFC teams. You kind of almost, are you going to know where you are in the NFC after this 3-game stretch? I mean,
you will.
This seems like kind of a big, and you're at the Vikings, who are what, 6-7-1. You're at the Giants. I mean, it's maybe a tougher stretch than we thought.
You got to win. See, starting with this game here, and Jesse may have a different opinion, but until Philadelphia lose 2, you got to win.
Yeah.
Philadelphia got to lose 2 because you still going to be the fifth place team in the NFC, correct?
Correct.
Regardless of what you do, if you don't catch Philly,
and when you look at the schedules, they're both favorable for the Cowboys.
Yes.
And even more favorable for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And so that's what it comes down to. And this is, to your point, Kurt, this is why these games are so important. Because if it comes down to it, and let's say you beat Philly on Christmas Eve, you're now looking at differentials in, what happens against the Giants, what happened against Washington, and then now it starts going from divisional stuff to conference stuff.
Yes.
So if you and Philly both finish with the same record, it's gonna be broken down like that. Who gets that number 1 seed? Who doesn't get the number 1 seed? And if you're not the number 1 seed, then you fall down in that ranks, and that ends up you having to potentially go on the road and maybe facing a team like a 1-game scenario. And a lot of people keep saying that, oh, I don't care, but I don't want to play Tampa Bay in a 1-game scenario on the road against Tom Brady.
You don't want to run up there in Seattle.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because Seattle going to run the ball.
Yeah.
With authority.
So, so yes, these next couple games are important. One, the NFC games, absolutely, because that's after your division. Now it's your conference record. Right? And then the AFC games, you want to win them as well, because if it comes down past the division, past the conference, now it comes down to the overall, records and win and loss and point differential, all that kind of stuff that I'm way too dumb to even begin to break down for y'all.
You got the basics of it.
I got the basics of it.
Shoot.
And to Nate's point, you got to win.
See, this is the first time in a long time that it ain't no ifs or buts or win. You have to win. Until Philadelphia lose 2.
Yeah.
If you keep winning, they lose 2. Now, this game, will it matter if we lose them 2 times? No, because they've lost 2 and we haven't lost any. So they'll still have them. So we got to beat them still if they lose 2. We still have to beat. So you can't, we let that one get away. You just screwed up.
Yeah.
You would have to beat them and they lose 2.
Yeah,
so they have to lose 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
Does this
think about that.
Add extra pressure to these guys?
No,
they're
just
not
play.
thinking that. They're not thinking about
Just
that.
play,
right
man.
You got to exercise these Lambo demons first.
Man.
Before you start looking ahead to Christmas Eve and stuff like that, because these next couple of games are going to be difficult. Like I am just, and maybe I'm old fashioned, maybe I'm I'm grandpa, but you got to beat the man. You haven't beat the man. You gotta beat Aaron Rodgers. And I don't care how bad they're playing right now. Even when you go back and you watch that game against Detroit, like they marched the ball down the field. Yeah. Those 3 red zone interceptions, they marched the ball down the field. And you still have to beat him. You still have to beat him.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I'm sitting here watching it, Jess. I mean, he's still just flicking the ball, and you can see where it's barely missing the receiver. And in your mind, like, if this dude would just turned his head around, or Aaron knows his offense, so This dude should have been out in the flats. You know Aaron ain't making them type of mistakes.
Right.
So it's like when you see him throw the ball, it's like, now one of them red zone deals, he's like, man, come on, man, Bakhtiari, they trying to throw something back there to him. Come on, man.
All right, let's go to break. But before we go to break, reminder that this segment was brought to you by blockchain.com. And also remember, movie night. Get cozy and join us at the Star for our most festive movie night yet. Movie night at the Star presented by Monument Realty features a Christmas classic, Elf. The show is free and open to the public. Begins at 7 p.m. It doesn't give a date. At 7 p.m. But for more information, you can go to and visit thestarandfrisco.com for movie night. We're going to head to the break. We're going to come back. I did some deep diving, reporting, journalism, and I may have gotten us an answer of whether or not we're going to get us a free agent receiver here in Dallas. I'll tell you how that deep dive in my journalistic skills went. You know what I'm saying, Nate? I'm multifaceted. I don't know, maybe not, but stay
it
with
better
us.
be somebody good.
Yeah. I'm nice like that.
Yeah, don't waste your time like a lot of these dudes do.
Yeah, I'm nice like that. But stay with us. We'll be right back and hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this marvelous hump day. We are in the SWBC studio. That's Kurt Daniels. He is Nate Newton. I am Jesse Holly. We are Hanging with the Boys. And as we get into this third and final segment of the show, I got into my journalistic bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting. Don't look at me. I want to hear, bro.
I got to my journalistic bag.
I hope you finna bring us something good.
Nah, maybe.
Okay, I want to hear.
Maybe.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? It might be a little meat on that bone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's go.
You like the meat on the bone.
That's
Nate.
right. That's right. I'm waiting.
So I took to my Twitters yesterday. The conversation that's been hovering around the Cowboys facility since the report came out Sunday that the Cowboys had real interest in one Odell Beckham. And there's been reports about Odell Beckham. He likes the Cowboys, doesn't like the Cowboys. You hear Michael Irvin, you hear Jerry Jones. And so you hear all these things and you hear him talking about doesn't want to go to a cold weather place. No. So I was sitting around and I thought, let me get my journalistic bag. And so I get to my Twitters and I find Odell Beckham and I send him a tweet. And I said, yo, Odell, I hear you talk a lot about weather. But does playing surfaces matter to you? As someone who's coming off back-to-back ACL injuries, doesn't matter whether you play on grass or turf. I just threw it out there, not hoping to get anything in response because it's Odell Beckham, 4 million followers. Who gonna think about the one dude who got tackled at the 1 yard line in San Francisco? Not me. The power of social media.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, a response from Odell Beckham. He says, grass. All fields should be grass fields. Don't get me started.
That's what you tweeted to us last night, remember?
That's what I sent to y'all last night. So if that's any indication, and again, we're all just playing along this game with Jerry Jones and company and Odell Beckham. If that is what he feels, coming off back-to-back ACL injuries, and the topic of discussion has been across the National Football League about surfaces. We've seen so many ACL injuries, non-contact, ACL injuries this year, and a lot of the players have been very, 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 very vocal about, we want grass surfaces. We want grass. We want to play on grass. The Cowboys practice on grass. Outside, they have the turf fields inside, but players have said, we want to practice on and play on grass. Do you guys think that's going to be a determining factor for Odell Beckham coming off this injury, and the Cowboys play their home games on turf?
Turf.
Buffalo plays on grass.
Yeah.
Green Bay
But right about
plays
now,
on grass.
But right about now, all that
The San
freezes up.
Francisco 49ers play on grass.
Yeah, so
that's the place then.
If you're not going to play cold weather, you're not going to play on turf, that really narrows down your options, I would think. But,
So what the Rams are indoors, semi-indoors, and they play on what?
They play on turf.
Okay.
The turf field at which he
hurt his
tore his ACL on.
I don't. You always hear about, he home discount or weather or turf or. I mean, in the end, it's money, right?
Money always matters.
Yeah.
Money's always the motivation.
I think it's gonna, and maybe in his case, a contending team. I mean, I don't think he's going to go join Houston, but.
I like how you broke that down. The presentation was great. But I thought you had us a player coming in here.
Nah, I just want to show you my journalistic back.
I thought, man, I'm about to.
That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was just. But I do want to say this
You did
about
do a great job
about this
last night.
situation. I kind of want this to be the end of our show talking about it until he signs either with us or somewhere else.
Okay.
Because the way I look at it with Odell Beckham is this: one, he loves the attention. He loves this right now. And granted, who does not want to be wanted? Yeah. We all want to be wanted. We all want people, if we had the opportunity, to be clamored over. We want people to say, I want you, Kurt. Yeah. You're the best editor and whatever in your field. I want you. I want to fight over you. We want you, Kurt.
All right.
Nate, we want you. We want you, Nathaniel.
Watch you eat pancakes.
We want to see you eat those stub sandwiches from Capel Deli like nobody can eat those stub sandwiches at Capel Deli.
That's right.
Jesse, we want you to just whatever. Everybody wants to be, feel it. We all want to be felt like Braille.
That's right.
And so does Odell Beckham. Mm-hmm. It feeds right into the ego that is Odell Beckham. So this whole thing of him sending these cryptic messages and then responding to Von Miller, responding to
Jesse Holly,
to Jesse Holly, to Micah Parsons. They were
he responded to him, didn't he?
He responded to Micah Parsons, responded to some other folks. He loves this. He adores this. This drives his ego, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. But what I do think, one of the reasons Odell Beckham is pushing for a multi-year deal is because in Odell's heart of hearts, he knows that he is not ready to play football right now.
Yeah.
And if someone commits to him for multiple years, 2-3 years, then it gives him an opportunity to get in and say, hey guys, listen, I ain't really ready to play football right now. And the later we wait until the season, the more it's going to take him to get ramped up. But he'll say next year, though, I have an off season, I have OTAs, I have minicamp, all that kind of stuff. Because one thing I do know about Odell Beckham, and you can go back and check the receipts, When Odell Beckham hurt his knee the first time and he was doing his journey back to playing football, what did you see? Video after video after video after video of every single part of his process. We haven't even got a clip, a teaser of anything of movement. Now there's pictures of him working out, there's pictures of him flexing his muscles, there's pictures of him doing things in the weight room.
Yeah.
But we've seen nothing with him actually moving. I don't think that's by I think that's by design. I think that is cryptic and kept away from people so that you have to kind of bring him in. Because I can, depending on what I can kind of finesse this thing out if you give me a couple routes to run.
You gonna come back?
But no, I can't come back. But that's my thought on Odell Beckham is why he wants the deal that he wants, why he loves the attention, and why he's been very secretive about showing the progress. Because even when guys do their documentaries or their whatever there is of their comeback stories, they give you a little teaser. And for him to be saying that he's supposed to be cleared by this Friday and it ain't put a teaser out in months, that just tells me that, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents on that. Anything closing you want to say, Kurt, about Cowboys offense?
I think they should be able to produce this weekend. I know you talked earlier about some concerns about the Green Bay defense, but especially with their top guy hurt now, I think the Cowboys can get it rolling.
Okay. Any closing remarks you have for Green Bay's defense, Cowboys offense?
Yes, sir. We should beat the brakes off these dudes.
The brakes.
Okay. The reason I'm saying that, if we come out in the right frame of mind, because Rashad Gary is out. That puts a lot of pressure on Clark and Preston and those guys.
David Bakhtiari may be out.
Oh yeah,
their left tackle. They're all-world left tackle.
They got a wide receiver that's questionable.
Yes. What's his name? Dodd.
The rookie kid. I think they said he was going to play.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, that's you. What I'm saying is, all of this affects the overall psyche of John Wick because he is one of the few quarterbacks that can control tempo of game and understands tempo of game. A lot of quarterbacks, they just worry about their offense. He sees the game as a whole, so he can put it in its right segments, in its proper places. And so the more you give him to think about and the process and the breakdown, the more we can probably slip a few head punches in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just believe that, man. He's one of the best in the business. That's why I would not say this is a easy game, unless we can get him thinking too much.
But you started your comment in saying that we should beat the brakes off.
Yes, sir, because we're going to have him thinking. Now, if we can make sure somehow all these guys are injured or beat up and can't play, yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That'll help.
That'll help, man.
All right, Kurt, man,
Yes,
I appreciate you. Nate, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Chris
Boom.
in the back, Audio Jazz, brother Willie.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you so much. This is Nui. Not Nui. Relax, brother. We black. And Kurt with us. So he black too. Right. And he like watermelon and chicken. Right. So we're going to be a little late sometimes. It's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all good. I am Jesse Holly, man. This is Hanging with the Boys. Enjoy your Hump Day Wednesday. We out.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!